It's often said even a blind hog finds an acorn. And I walked in, put a pipe wrench on this, and look at what it's doing. No heat, just a pipe wrench on it. No abrupt jerks, no actions that might tend to snap it. It's just, look at this. Now, I don't know how good the other one is going to do, but this one seemed to do all right. Well, the first one backed right on out. And here's what's left of it. Second one, I put the pipe wrench to it and put a little pressure on it. It didn't feel like it was budging. So I guess I'm gonna have to do some heat to it. But the first one is, you know, a blind hog. Even a blind hog finds an acorn. Well, looky here, looky here. It took some MAP gas heat and a pry bar on my monkey wrench, pipe wrench for all you youngsters. And it is coming loose, which is good. Which just merely leaves the last problematic one. Get the picture back over here where you can see what's going on. In that I've got to do the one that's broken off. But you know, my skills are mediocre at best. So when I have an accomplishment like this, I'm real pleased. So far, I have looked for replacement studs for the manifold. They're 7/16 by 14 by 4 inches, and two of them are 3 inches. And so what I'm gonna have to do is buy just like the 4-inch ones and cut them down, because I haven't found anybody who's selling the 3-inch ones. Could reach down there and grab it, but it's hot. And even I'm not as dumb as Robert Willie. That's all that's left. I like all that cake inside there. See that white? That's mineral buildup from years of water running through the system. I would drop this on the floor, but one of these dogs would put their nose in it. So I think it has been a successful morning. This one's not hot because it come out cold. But two studs, both of them been cut off. I'll have to replace them and go back to what I talked about yesterday. This one right here, I believe, is a candidate to put a 7/16 inch nut on it and weld the nut down to it and use that to pry her back out. Hopefully the heat of welding and all will break up enough of the slag and the rust and all that it'll come out. But hey, I got 3 out of 4 out, and that's a step forward. Not bad looking for something that's 65 years old. Almost 70. Cleaned up right nice on the wire brush. Come out easier than I guess I thought. Of course, it doesn't hurt that my little son Chris found me this ancient valve stem spring compress, so I don't know what the proper term for this tool is, but it worked. I just thought I'd show you one that I pulled out. I wiped the grease down, but whew. This is the exhaust valve. It's kind of grungy. We'll show you another picture in a few minutes after I wire brush her down. I did have to relieve the top edge of this valve stem because it was just a little bit bugled, not a lot, but just enough it wouldn't come back out through the valve guide, so I had to relieve that down just a hair. But all in all, these valves in this head have been in pretty fair shape, kind of dirty. It's kind of like the rings in the tractor then probably getting old and beginning to burn some oil. So anyway, I'm gonna go give this one a good wire brushing and then I'll be back. Alright, it may not be the best job in the world, but it's pretty good. I got most of it off. Still a little bit of what I would call pitting here at the base, but all in all, I'd say this valve's in fairly good and usable condition, and it's going to be used. This is the last of the 4 on that head that I was working with. And the method the gentleman told me online, where you use a little bit of grease to keep the keepers in place, has worked well. And again, kudos to Christopher for this valve compression tool, valve spring compression tool, which has worked fairly well considering the odd position I've had it in. But this head is old and it shows its age and it's got a lot of grunge, but I've cleaned out a good bit of it. Ignore this white stuff here. I don't have any lapping compounds, so I just use some Colgate clean mint to kind of give it a little bit of an abrasive edge and kind of lap these valves back in. Of course, if I start running this tractor and it starts smelling like Colgate clean mint, you'll know what happened. Alrighty. Back to the video. Alright, all 4 valves have been removed, somewhat cleaned, and somewhat lapped. Considering I don't have any lapping compound, but I did try at least to do a little bit of abrasive work on that face with some toothpaste, which is not probably aggressive enough, but it did a little good. All the valves got back in with their keepers. No lost pieces, no major accidents, no springing across the floor. And again, kudos to the gentleman who told me about putting grease on the keepers, and kudos to Chris for bringing this around. So it's old, but guess what, it worked well. I had to do little minor adjustments to it, and this jaw here needs to be spread out a little bit. It's adjustable so it would set properly on the retainer, but it works well. I can even close it and have fingers in here and it won't clamp on my fingers, so somebody thought this out. But that's it. It's a vintage tool being used on a vintage head, and I am in hopes that sometime in the near future I will get the head off, the cracked head off, and put this head in place. I'm waiting on a gasket set I ordered. You know, the sad thing I think is going to happen is, as much as I've seen done on this tractor, I'm probably going to pull the head and see if they replaced all the valves, the guides, and they had the heads, you know, redone by somebody, only to have somebody leave it outside with a little water and have the head freeze and crack. But this head is about as far as I can get it right now, short of doing some more wire brush work on it to try to prime it and give it a little John Deere green. But that's enough for today. I'm expecting Ricky Cole in a little bit, and I guess I better clean up so he can come work on his little woodworking project. So y'all have a great day.